Imagine being sick in the past. No antibiotics, no anesthesia, no real understanding of the human body. For centuries, visiting a doctor could actually make you sicker, or even kill you. These are some of the most horrifying medical treatments in history, and people trusted them with their very lives. Let us start with one of the most common medical practices for over 2,000 years, bloodletting. The theory behind it came from ancient Greece, the idea that our bodies contained 4 essential fluids, or humors: blood, phlegm, yellow bile, and black bile. Illness was thought to be caused by an imbalance of these humors. So if you had a fever, a headache, or an infection, the logical solution, according to doctors of the time, was to get rid of the excess fluid. And the easiest one to access? Blood. The methods were crude and often brutal. A doctor might apply leeches to a patient's skin, letting the creatures suck out the blood. Or they would make a small incision in a vein with a tool called a lancet and just let the blood drain into a bowl. Sometimes they'd take out a little. Other times they'd take a lot, to the point where patients would faint from blood loss, which was bizarrely seen as a sign the treatment was working. This wasn't some fringe practice. Bloodletting was mainstream medicine, prescribed for almost everything you can imagine, from pneumonia to pimples, from depression to indigestion. Even someone as prominent as George Washington, the first president of the United States, was subjected to bloodletting for a throat infection. Doctors drained nearly 4 liters of his blood in less than a day. He died shortly after. While some patients did survive the procedure, many were weakened, developed infections from the open wounds, or died from the severe blood loss. It was a deadly gamble, all based on a flawed idea. Next up, a substance we now know is a potent neurotoxin, mercury. For centuries, this silvery liquid metal was hailed as a miracle cure. Starting around the 15th century, mercury became the go-to treatment for syphilis, a devastating and widespread disease at the time. Doctors prescribed it in various horrifying forms. Patients were instructed to rub mercury ointments all over their skin, drink it mixed into a tonic, or even sit in heated boxes and inhale the toxic vapor. The side effects were catastrophic. The saying, "a night with Venus, a lifetime with Mercury," captured the grim reality. Patients would experience severe drooling. Their teeth would loosen and fall out. Their gums would rot, and they'd suffer from tremors known as mercury shakes. Internally, their organs were failing. They were being slowly and painfully poisoned, all while believing they were on the path to healing. Mercury was also used for parasites, skin conditions, and even teething pain in infants. It was until the 20th century that its extreme toxicity was fully understood and its use in medicine was finally abandoned. But if poisoning yourself wasn't bad enough, how about deliberately infecting yourself? Welcome to the strange world of parasite therapy. Some doctors, particularly in the 19th and early 20th centuries, operated on a bizarre theory that one disease could be used to fight another. They believed that introducing parasites like tapeworms into a patient's body could somehow rebalance their internal systems or trigger a helpful immune response against other ailments. The idea was to swallow tapeworm eggs, often hidden in a pill. Other times, it was used to treat things like allergies or autoimmune disorders. The reality was far from a cure. Instead of healing, patients suffered from malnutrition as the worm stole vital nutrients. They experienced abdominal pain, nausea, and severe digestive issues. The parasite could also cause blockages in the intestines or migrate to other parts of the body, leading to organ damage and new, more dangerous health problems. The supposed cure was often far worse than the original illness. As we moved into the 20th century, a new miracle element entered the medical scene: radium. Right after its discovery by Marie and Pierre Curie, this radioactive substance was marketed with an almost mystical allure. It glowed in the dark, and this mysterious energy was spun into a promise of health and vitality. An entire industry of radioactive quackery was born. There were radioactive cosmetics, chocolates, and even suppositories. People were literally consuming poison every day, convinced it was making them younger and stronger. Before the mid-1800s, this was the terrifying reality for every patient. Surgery was an absolute last resort, a brutal ordeal that was as much about endurance as it was about medicine. They were often strapped down or held by several strong assistants to prevent them from thrashing around in agony. The screams from the operating theater were notorious. Because of the immense pain, speed was everything. A limb amputation might be completed in just a few minutes. It was built, step by painful step, on centuries of trial and error, of mistakes, suffering, and brave experimentation. These horrifying treatments, as misguided as they were, are part of the journey that led to the evidence-based, life-saving medicine we rely on today. This history reminds us of how far we've come, how precious scientific knowledge is, and how dangerous ignorance can truly be. Thank you for watching. If you found this journey into the past as fascinating as I did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stories from the strange side of history.